sun come out. Tomorrow, the waves are so pretty.
Scoot over, I'm getting it.
Intelexx here. Welcome to Lifin with Lex, where we talk about a variety of topics surrounding life, because life be lifin', right? Yes, definitely working out to keep the stress level down, because life be lifin' and people will try you. Okay, but don't worry, because there is one thing that we gotta do. And listen, check the message here. Okay, start each day with a grateful heart. Yeah.
Everybody get in the picture, get in the video. Hey, we out here.
Definitely got to be around the family, but self-care is a must. So you need that isolation because, baby, but most importantly, enjoying life, because you only get one, right? And a part of life is building relationships. Definitely got to have that. And definitely got to stay on point with the learning, because knowledge is power. Okay. And not only that, applying it. Yes, that's right. Putting that knowledge to work and doing the work for the greater good. You heard me? Make sure to tune in and tap in to this episode to see what we gonna talk about today. Hello, welcome, and welcome back to another episode of Lifin with Lex. Shout out to y'all. This is season 2, and we're in episode 7. Y'all been rocking out with me, and I appreciate that so much. Being on this vulnerability journey, which is not easy for me at all whatsoever, period, because I am a very private person, and I'm opening myself up a little bit more so that I can share a lot of things about me that I would want others to share with me, right? So I'm giving what I want. Okay. All right. So we're gonna jump into this episode. All right, and it is, if it ain't broke, starting something new scares me. Okay, so for anyone that knows moi, knows that I like a consistent regimen. I like consistency. I don't necessarily like change or having to adapt too often. Of course, we do it. Change is inevitable in this life. However, if I'm feeling something and it's a regular routine, I'm like, okay, cool. I like this. But then sometimes you have to elevate, you have to change, and it's like, why? There's nothing wrong with this schedule. There's nothing wrong with this routine. There's nothing wrong with this regimen. Why am I changing? I don't feel like there needs to change in this regimen. There's no need for change, But sometimes when we're in something, we don't realize the necessary changes that need to take place. So let's give an example here, right? Let's say you live in a house for 5-10 years. I would hope that your house still don't look the same after 10 years. Hope you done did some type of renovating, some type of changing around. Like for me, I like to change my home around every so often. And it's so funny because in certain areas of my life, I'm like, I need change or else I'm gonna go crazy. And then there's other areas where it's like, no, I want this to stay the same. So having a certain job title, being on a job, being on a 9 to 5, for me, I need change. I do not see myself being in the same position for any longer than 3 to 5 years. And yeah, yeah. I'm just being honest, okay? But my thought behind that is because I always grew up knowing that I wanted to work for myself, knowing that I wanted to have my own business, and that's what I would be doing for years. So that's not a knock on what I do because I love what I do. I love the work that I do and the help that I give in my field. Something I can see myself doing for the rest of my life. Having a specific title and being in the same position for a long period of time, mm-mm, no. But at the same time, if a new opportunity arises, that is something that is scary to me because it is new. And I'm like, okay. Because when you don't really know something, there's a fear factor associated with that unknown feeling. Where it's just like, I don't know. It could go right, it could go wrong. There's not stability in that newness. And I feel like that part is what is scary for me because I like to have control of things. I like to know where I'm going. I like to know what I'm doing. I like to have a plan laid out. So when that is not there, it's like, do I really want to indulge, you know? And especially if I am already in a mindset that I'm cool the way things are, I like where I'm at. I don't want to change right now, even if I desire to change later and it comes a little sooner than I might want to. I'm like, okay. So, you know, um, I have been living in the same place for years, but I know that this is not where I want to live out the rest of my years. There's going to come a time where I want to go somewhere else. And so that is a scary experience. However, I will be excited at the same time. And it has to be right. And I know everything is not going to be right. Everything's not going to be foolproof. It's not going to be perfect. And that's something that I am learning to accept that that is how life is. Everything is not going to happen the way that none of us want it to happen. And just by living and having experience with life for these last couple decades, is everything doesn't go according to plan. And that is okay because everything still works out according to plan, if that makes sense. So for me, it's more of a control thing because I like to be in control of my life, or I like to think I have control of my life, even if I don't have complete control. I want to feel like I have some type of control, when it comes to certain things. So, like, for me, what I do to kind of break that habit of I want things to stay the same is I'll change things up purposely. If I'm used to going the same way to appointments or meetings and coming back home the same way, I'll change up my routine. I'll do something different. I'll change up my furniture in the house. I will, step out of my comfort zone. Like, even when it comes to, what I do with my artistry, like stepping out and like sharing it on stages and stuff, that is scary. Especially if it was like when I first started sharing my art was, I think, 2013. Like the first time I got on stage and really shared it in front of a group of people was 2013. Prior to that, it was just family and friends, and it wasn't on a consistent basis. It was more so family, like, oh, I just wrote something, y'all want to hear it, and I'll perform it. But I had made up my mind that day, and I said, okay, I've been to a couple of, performances, I've been to a couple of shows, a couple of open mics, and I said, you know what, I want to do that. And I muscled up the courage and got over my fear and challenged myself. And I feel like ever since then, and even though every single time I perform on stage, I am always like with the nerves, with the butterflies and all that right before I perform. Every single time. So it doesn't matter how many years it's been. It's 2024. It's been over 10 years, and I still get that gut feeling, that nervousness, and all of that. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. They say when that goes away, then that's when you kind of gotta reevaluate because you might get too comfortable, But meeting new people can be scary. Being an introvert, like I am, I can be an extrovert when I need to be, but my personality is very reserved, quiet. People who know me, who are in my inner circle, see the goofy side. They see the playful, the unshy side. Majority of people that are not in my circle don't see that side of me, right? When I am on camera and I'm sharing what I love to do and I'm doing what I love, you see that excitement a little bit. You see my little goofy side a little bit, but that's just a little bit, you know. So when you see me out in public, I'm very reserved. I'm more of like, I'm looking, I'm scouting to see what's going on. If I'm feeling bold, I will reach out to people and, connect with them. Like if I'm at an art event, I'm a talent scout. And if I resonate with someone and their art, I will go up to them and tell them, your art was amazing. I would love to connect with you. I love to network and things like that. So I'm kind of in work mode in my mind. That's what I tell myself. So that way, I can kind of get over the nerves. Plus, something that I used to do, more frequently when I was younger, I was a photographer. And that was when I was super, super shy. So I had to force myself to speak to people, to take pictures and things of that nature. So that kind of started me on getting out of that shyness phase and really talking to people. Like when I was younger, it was really hard to hear me, like actually literally hear me. Like my voice was so soft that even when I thought I was talking loud, people would be like, "What are you saying? We can't hear you. Can you speak up?" And I really, sometimes I get that now. I have a soft spoken voice, and sometimes it's like, "What'd you say?" And I think I'm loud. I think I'm screaming. And they're like, "What?" So just learning me, Um, but yeah, like I like having the same regimen, but at the same time, having the same regimen can drive me nuts. It's like a love hate relationship for me. Like getting up at the same time, doing the same routine every single day. After like weeks and weeks and weeks, I'm like, all right, I need to change it up because this is driving me crazy. I don't know how people do this, even though I'm doing it. It's just it's a more of a mental thing than anything, and I know that's something that I need to work on because like daily I get up at a certain time, which fluctuates depends on how much work I'm doing, how late I'm staying up, if I have to do different things. Like I might be up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning some days. And so if I'm getting up, let's say I have a set time that I'm going to get up one day and I'm up until 3 in the morning, I'm probably going to try to get like an extra hour of sleep just so I can be sane during the day. A lot of times I try to kind of psych myself out and be like, you know what, I'm going to get up now, be able to take a nap a little bit later, so that way it can motivate me to get my day started. But realistically, sometimes, the body be tired, from all the work and all the things that has to get done, like working 10, 12 hours and just going and just having all these different moving parts, but it really is scary for someone like me who's an introvert, who likes order, who likes planning, and then something spontaneous happens that kind of throws me for a loop, and I'm like, how I'm gonna respond to this? I don't know, or just the unexpected things of life, um, starting new relationships, starting a new business, starting a new idea, like acting out on it. All of it is scary, and it's not like a bad scary, it's just like a nervousness, because it's not that I'm in the spotlight, which in a way I kind of am because I have a platform, so that is a form of spotlight, but I'm not like, not a household name. My business is not a household name. I have the liberty to go where I want without a bunch of cameras following me, a bunch of people chasing after me or whatever, or tabloids talking about me. I have the beauty of just living without all that extra eyes, even though there's always eyes. Let's not get that twisted. It's always eyes, okay? So I am mindful of how I handle myself in the house and outside the house and make sure that I am as professional as I can be. If I'm around family or friends, that I set a good example that, I'm not just out here just acting crazy while now. Negative. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that in my house, or I'm gonna do that in the privacy of family or close friends. But it's not gonna be something that's publicly broadcasted. We're not doing that, because at the end of the day, reputation means a lot, and can't be out here living recklessly. Not doing that. But when it comes to just having something new, is really about just starting. You know, the whole inclination of what will happen if I start and it doesn't go the way I want it to go, or what if it goes exactly the way I want it to go, or whatever, right? All that to take into account when it comes to having something that you're used to and really changing that. But you can't really elevate like without going through that process, without going through that phase. So I'm very grateful for the experience that I have had living and really going through trial and error and really taking a chance on myself, because that little shy little girl from years and years ago would have been a shell of herself if I would have stayed that way. And so being able to step out of the box. Now, mind you, you see how I'm talking like this and I'm real comfortable. I really have to feel safe with you for you to see all of this in person, okay? When I'm talking to someone, like I'm just meeting you, I'll have a conversation, I'll ask questions, but as far as like me talking like this, oh no. we gotta really have that relationship, okay? So that's something that, like I said, that would be something new for me to just be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? My name is Lex, and this is what I do. This is what who I am. This is where I'm from. I'm not gonna do that to somebody I don't know. I will have a good intro though. I'll be like, hey, how you doing? My name's how you doing? I'll ask some questions, but as far as like this, y'all getting this because you know y'all my people. And like I said, I'm on this vulnerability journey. I'm trying here, and this is something new, and this is something that's scary for me too. you know, and it's scary for me because I'm not used to putting myself out there, sharing certain things about myself that I feel are private to people that I do and that I don't know. So just being able to put myself out there, but like I said, I'm giving you what I want to see. Like when I look on at people on social media or on different videos on, YouTube or whatever, and I hear them share their stories and their vulnerability, it's like I really resonate with that and I really connect with them because they're open about their struggles, they're open about their insecurities, they're open about their flaws and their failures and their successes. And I really like that. And I want to have that same, not response, but I want to have that same effect when people hear from me. I want you to be able to connect with me and to be able to hear my stories and resonate with that and say, you know what, I've been through that too. You know, you dealt with mental health, I've been through that too. You dealt with loss, I've been through that too. You've dealt with people getting on your nerves, or going through school, or getting laid off from a job, or getting hired from a job for a job, or opening up a business, or whatever it might be. You going through that too, and just being able to hear my story and be able to share that is something that, even though it is scary, is something that I am excited to share with you all, because I know that somebody out there done been through something that I've been through, and if we can relate, and if I can help someone else get through what I've been through, then it's all worth it, you know. And nobody really likes to be the spotlight of, oh, this is what I've been through, and people are making it the spotlight and headlight, you know, and try to down people for what they've been through. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be that person to where it's like, oh, today's news, last month, this month, next month's news. Nobody wants to be that. But unfortunately, you can't help how people respond to what you share. And social media is a public platform. So whatever you share on there becomes public scrutiny, So, and even when you walking, people are judging. So either way, something going to happen. So you might as well live your best life while you can. Okay? But yeah, so being able to start something new, it's easy, keeping up with it, depending on what it is, might not be that easy, but it is a scary thing, but scary is not always a bad thing. So I'm just excited for this journey. I'm glad you all are here with me. Some things that I want to start is really sharing more of my journey with you all, as far as, when I'm out. Like if I'm going out to the water, or if I'm going to work out, like really blogging my day to day, just so that you can see, like, this is what I do, this is where I go. Even having film when I'm talking to just friends and family, so you can see me in my element. But this is just some of the things that I want to do. So let me know if that's what you want to see. If you want to see a little bit more of me, that's something new that I want to do. and just being more open about different things that happen. So, like, oh, let me tell you how this person almost ran me off the road, and different things like that. Just being able to share different stories and just letting you in a little bit more. So, I'm getting there. It's getting there. It's gonna take a little time, but I think y'all being patient with me. But yeah, like I do enjoy a regimen. I do enjoy a routine, but I also enjoy starting new stuff. I have a bunch of different ideas and a bunch of things that I want to implement right away. Some things just take a little bit more time and preparation. Other things can start right now. Either way, they both are a scary experience, but I am definitely enjoying and loving the process. So that is me. All right, so this segment is one of my favorite parts of the show, which is our mic drop. That's right, our mic drop. So the mic drop for today is do it. Don't be afraid, just do it. You have everything that you need. You are wonderful inside and out, and don't let anybody tell you different. Even if you don't have it all together, even if you don't have everything that you need, try it. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there because you never know how things will fall in line for you. And even if it doesn't work out, it is a way of it working out. So don't be afraid to just step out on faith and put yourself out there, okay? Period. All right, so that's y'all. Mic drop for the day. All right, well, thank you for spending time with me. You know, just wanted it to be a little intimate and for you to get to see just a little more about me, a little more about who I am and how I operate, how this mind works. But thank you once again for tuning in, and stay tuned for some more goodies with the rest of this season. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for supporting me on this vulnerability journey. And I hope you all have an amazing day and awesome rest of your week. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Okay, so keep it real. What did you think? And be honest, y'all, because I really want to know what y'all think. Honest feedback definitely matters, okay? Share your thoughts about it on the Q&A that's attached to the episode on Anchor or Spotify or Apple or the amazing platforms. If you're on YouTube, make sure to drop a comment. If you want to share a little bit more, but you don't want to do it on those platforms, make sure to email us so that we can share your thoughts on the show. I want you to remember to love yourself.
Trying to level balance out, I meditate all the time. Learn my lesson, turn my blessings into one of a kind. I'm gonna stand up face to face, ain't anything in my way. Mama told me never let my feelings get in the way. I'm waking up like how the hell can I get better today? I gave myself that confirmation, boy, you already great.
Be true to yourself. And when life starts lifing, life back. But don't forget to life with Lex. Until next time.